Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Lydia, this is my dad Chris.
Hi.
Today I wanted to know how to use an air compressor, so my dad is going to show me. Let's get started. Okay, how do we start, Dad?
All right, so the first thing you need to know is about the hose that you hook up. There are some connectors that work this way. We have the air chuck, this thing that kind of looks like a scuba diver's helmet there. You got to hook that up, and this is the part that goes on bike tires and stuff. So in order to hook this up, you're going to pull down the collar, you're going to press this in like that and release it. And so that's ready to go now. And then we have the other side that goes into the air compressor, and I'm going to show you how that hooks up. It also works with the collar here. So it hooks up on this side. You can just push it in and it'll snap into place and hold. And then when you're ready to unhook it, you're going to push in to relieve the tension a little bit, pull back on the collar, and just pull that out like that. And then it's ready. So we're just going to hook this up, push it in, it's locked in place. And then the next steps for starting up the compressor to build the pressure inside the tank is we got to plug it in. So in this case, this is our power cord plugged into a regular outlet. And then we're going to come over here, and the other things we need to know are right here on the tank. We have, this is the gauge that will tell us the pressure that's going to be coming out into the hose over here. And down here, if you can see that we have 50, 100, 150, 200, and 250. And so we're going to be able to adjust that pressure by turning this screw right down here with the screwdriver. I'll show you that here in a little bit. If we come over to the right, this black box, and up here to this red button, this is our off button, and this says auto. So when it's time, I'm going to turn this thing here, so off and auto. And then over here, this gauge is the amount of pressure within the tank. And so as you can see here, we have 0, 50, 100, 150, etc. And where it's at right now is about 110 PSI, or pounds per square inch, right there. So now we're going to plug it in, and we're going to turn it over here to auto. And this thing will fill up with pressure until it reaches the maximum where it will automatically shut off. And then we'll show you how to adjust the pressure from there. Okay, so we have everything set up and ready to turn on the air compressor. So if you come over here, I'll show you what I'm going to do. So here is our power button. And notice it says off right there. And then over here to this other side, it says auto, even though it's upside down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this red button, I'm going to turn it clockwise so that this part of it is turned to auto. You'll hear it turn on, and then it'll be really loud. So we're going to let it run to build up the pressure that we need it to in the tank, and then it will shut off automatically when it reaches approximately 130 pounds per square inch. And then we'll come back on and we'll talk about how to adjust the pressure otherwise. So here we go, we're going to turn it on. Okay, so as you can see over here on the right, this is the pressure in the tank, and it's reached approximately 140 PSI where that needle is. And so when it's set to auto, when it reaches this limit of 140, it shuts off automatically. And so it will turn on when this pressure gets lower, and then it'll turn on to build back up to the 140, and it'll shut off again. That's what auto means. It automatically fills up and maintains the pressure in the tank to that level. But over here, this is what's used for the pressure in the hose. And as you can tell, the pressure over here right now is approximately 60 PSI, but the tank is 140 over here. So there are times that we want the pressure in the hose to be lower than what's in the tank. Sometimes we want them equal and other times not. So for example, some tires only need or want a maximum of 50 pounds per square inch, and maybe some tires want 30 as an example. But you can also use these air compressors for tools that run on air compressor, like nailers and things like that, which require a little bit higher PSI, or pounds per square inch, to run appropriately. And so the way you can adjust that is with this screw right down here. Ours did have the ability to turn and tighten by hand, but that plastic piece broke off. So now we have to use a flathead screwdriver and do it this way. So if you look up here, right here, perfect, and you'll notice as I tighten that screw and turn it clockwise, the pressure will go up as I tighten this down. And so I'm just going to turn it, and you'll notice the needle climb to 70. And I'm just going to keep turning it till it gets up to 100, and then it should hold in place. So here's 80. And then here, it's going to keep climbing. We're about 85. Here's 90. And then I'm going to turn a little bit more to get it right up at 100. So let's say we had a power tool that needed 100 PSI. This is what we're going to be setting it at. But let's say that's too high for the tire we want to inflate. So we're going to turn it clockwise until, let's say we wanted it to be filled up to 50. So I'm going to turn this to the left, and I'm just going to keep turning it until we get down to the pressure that we want. You'll notice that needle starting to fall, and we're closing in on about 75 PSI there. I'm going to get it down to this red 50. Right there. So sometimes it takes a little bit of an adjustment. But as you can see, you can really set this pressure to be whatever you want it to be. A little bit more. And then you're ready to use the air compressor. So now we're back down near 50. And it's just by turning this little valve right there. So that's how we use an air compressor. I hope you found it helpful. And Lydia, did you learn something today?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's the end of our video. Our Bible verse for today is Matthew 1, verse 22 to 23. All this took place to fulfill what the Lord had said through the prophet. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, which means God with us. Thank you so much for watching.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thumbs up, maybe. Nope. Anyway.